Hi sewing friends, welcome to my sewing room. My name is Beth, and if you're new, welcome. This is an old quilt that I'm sharing today. I want to show you how to make the block, and I'm also showing the alternate block that the quilter made, sort of in an unusual way. I don't think it's seen too much in the modern quilt world, but I'm going to share how this quilter put this quilt together. Let's get started. This quilt looks to be very old. It was hand quilted in this beautiful pattern in the white open areas, and the stitches are very tiny. And I think the quilter was able to do that because the batting is very thin. And you can see the worn areas. This blue fabric wore out in some sections, and in some sections right next door it did not wear out. So I don't know what happened, if it was a sun or the way that it was used. And you can see a very thin binding and the quilting that is all over that quilt. And it's a very worn quilt, but I did want to share the pattern and how the quilter put this together. This quilt pattern is an Irish chain with these two colors, and as you can see, there's a large block using some squares and strips. But in the white large square, the alternate block, there are 4 blue squares in the corner, and I think oftentimes they're pieced with strips, but this quilter appliqued those 4 squares in the corner of this large white square. To replicate that large pieced block, I'm using 2-inch strips, 3 blue and 2 white here, and that will give me enough to make a few blocks. And I also need 5 strips with the white on the outside, 3 white and 2 blue. The first thing I did was I sewed my 5 strips together, and I ended up with 2 different strip sets to make the middle of that first block. I press towards the darker fabric, and now I'm going to cut some segments that are 2 inches wide. For each block, I need 3 of the sections that have the white outside square, and I need 2 sections that have the blue outside square. Now that I have the center of that block complete, I need to cut some strips and squares to make this block just a little bit bigger. For each block, I need 4 strips that are 5 inches, 4 strips that are 8 inches, and then I need some squares. I need 16 blue squares and 8 white squares. I laid out the pieces and I put this quilt block together, and when I was complete, it should measure 14 inches square. To replicate the quilter that made this old quilt, I cut a square that's the same size as my pieced square, and I will be adding the 4 blue squares in the corners. I want my applique squares to line up nicely with my pieced block there on the left. So I'm going to make a little square shape using my ruler, and I'm measuring 1 3/4 inch square so I can press the edges of that 2-inch square, and hopefully it will line up with that quilt block that I already made. I pressed the edges, only 2 edges of my square, a slight 1/4 inch, a little bit less than a 1/4 inch, and I will be setting this on that white square and sewing around those 2 sides. It did not take long at all to applique those 2 sides to the square, and then when I piece the blocks together, of course the raw edges will be inside the seam. I don't think if I were to make this on my own that I would be appliquing these squares on the corners. I think I would piece the squares with strips to make it the same size as that quilt block that's pieced together with all those squares. I just thought it would be kind of fun to see how that quilter long ago put her quilt together. I thought it would be fun to try the method of appliquing those squares on like that previous quilter did in her quilt. Here is a picture of what it might look like, and then here is the real thing with that old quilt that's lived a very long life and gave us a lesson for our quilt blocks today. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.